In this video, I am going to be talking about how people make decisions and how we can use this knowledge around the psychology of decision making to make our copy and our words more persuasive. So, we know that as humans, we struggle to make decisions in isolation. That is just not how our brain works. The way we make decisions is by using what we call relativity. So, we compare and contrast to similar experiences or similar products or services or people of the same kind of type. So, our brain will automatically help us to make a decision by comparing and contrasting. So, for example, if you are trying to decide what to have for lunch, your brain will compare to what you might have had yesterday or environmental factors. So if it's cold outside, if it's warm, what you feel like that day, it will use all these kind of different ways of comparing and contrasting for your past experiences and similar products or something you've eaten to help you make that decision for today. And the same with kind of anything you do. This decision-making process may be really snappy. You may not even know you're doing it, or it might be quite long and drawn out. If it's a kind of bigger commitment, you may take a few weeks, even a few months to make that decision. But the whole time, your brain will be processing it by comparing and contrasting. So you've probably seen websites, particularly for software as a service. So things like possibly software you might use like Dropbox or even gym memberships and that kind of thing. They will often compare for you. So you might see comparison tables on their website. So they'll have ticks and cross boxes where it's kind of like this product might do this, but we do this. So your brain likes that because it helps you make that decision. It helps you see the holistic picture without you having to go around and click on different websites and compare to what you want. And does this do this? And does this do this? So that's why those comparison tables on particular websites work so well. They help us eliminate that idea of confusion, that element of confusion from our decision-making process. However, a lot of service businesses and coaches and people like us, we don't feel like that is an important part of the decision making for our dream clients to put on our website. So we often kind of let people make those comparisons by themselves. So what I always say to my clients is, yes, why me sections and why work with me and benefits of working with me are so crucial. Not just because you want to kind of toot your own horn and say why you're great, which is obviously very important, but also because it helps people make that decision. It helps them, instead of having to compare and contrast by going around to different places and thinking of all their past experiences and using all this mental energy to kind of make that decision, you're helping them do it by laying it out for them. This is why you should work for me if these values or these things are important to me. And it really helps if you know what those past experiences or those, I suppose, even objections might be. So for a copywriter, for example, like me, I know that someone might have worked with a copywriter before and it took them ages. Like maybe they briefed it in and it was like weeks before they heard anything back. And then the whole process was just ages. And I know that is something my client wouldn't want to happen again. I could put that in my why me section, like the process is really quick, the communication is on point. So I can kind of put that as a why me section, knowing that that's something that their brain will be comparing and contrasting to similar experiences about. So what I want to share with you today is I want you to write down a few, maybe 3 to 5 points of why you are different or better than other people in your industry. You know, what sets you apart and why do clients like working with you? You can even ask your clients, why do you like working with me? And you'll find all these really great points. And then I want you to put them on your website. And even better, if you can think of reasons why, past experiences, why people might not have wanted to work with someone in your industry before, or maybe they've been burnt before, or past bad experiences they've had. Can you use those as a why me example of that? Because you know they're going to be comparing to that in the past. So can you then use that and say, I know you probably feel this way from something that's happened before, but you can work with me because. So again, it's not sleazy sales tactics. It's more just kind of helping people come to the decision that's right for them, if it's right for them, by helping lay out all the facts for them and helping their brain compare and contrast and make that decision easier, rather than them having to click around on different sites, think about it for weeks, months, maybe even never being quite sure if they're making the right decision or not. You're really helping them feel comfortable in the decision they're making and helping that decision-making process along, because we now know how the brain works psychologically when it comes to decision-making.